Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on the star line by a hard rock and blues rock guitarist, singer, songwriter. We missed him last year due to the pandemic, but he returns Beyond the Mic for a fourth time, second only in appearances to Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Al Pitrelli. We welcome our friend Gary Hoey.
Hey, my friend, it's great to be back. We're back!
Finally, brother. I'm glad to hear you well and hope your family is the same.
Yeah, man.
Let's go Beyond the Mic. 21 albums, plenty of top 20 hits, and finally back on tour. What makes the road so special to you?
Oh, man, you know what? Just being back out there, it's like that song, you don't know what you got until it's gone, Just to be back out with shows lined up and being able to play on stage, come out and see the fans after the show. It means the world to me, and even the holiday music that I created 26 years ago, which you've been supporting me since literally before that, you guys. It's just amazing. And to take the honor of, picking up my guitar and saying, okay, let's do a little, or maybe some Grinch. I was thinking we got to get a little bit of, get Grinchy right now.
Last time we talked about your album Neon Highway Blues and how special it was to have your son on the album. How did your time in quarantine change your perspective on family, especially your mom?
Oh, man, it was everything, having my son on my record was amazing. And then he went off to college and the time home, my mom's 83 and I got to go over and spend time with her every day, helping her out. And we started having coffee. And then finally, I'm like, Mom, you're just so funny. I got to put you on Facebook. So I started doing coffee time with Mom. And it turned out over the year to really, give a lot of people some just time to hang out with and watch my mom and missing their parents and would give them a sense of some love and hope. And then my mom, it gave her this great energy. So for me, it was reconnecting. And both my kids were home from school. We were literally eating dinner on a coffee table because my daughter's a painter and an artist. She was taking up the whole house. So it was a special time because, we'll never get that again. And it made us have a better bond for sure.
Every time we have you on, we get a Gary Hoey guitar tip. But since my son is studying music education at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music, he had a question for you. Gary, when you were younger, what song or album changed your perspective on music?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for me, it was like, you get, when you're younger, you get sort of tunnel vision. Like I loved like Black Sabbath, for me hearing like, hearing that stuff and hearing like, I just wanted to play the music that made my head bang and then made people want to get on the dance floor, have a good time. But I found that when I heard like Jimi Hendrix, when I heard like, and heard his whole sound and the effects that he used and just that, that was a whole new beginning for me of opening my eyes to songwriting and production. And it was probably Jimi Hendrix.
Thanks, Ryan. You teach others music. What's the secret to sharing your gifts?
Well, you mean the secret to sharing it through music or otherwise?
Both. You give guitar lessons, rock fantasy camps. What's the secret about being so open to sharing that gift?
Well, I think, it's important to know what you can do with what you have and being able to get back. I mean, for me, I've always felt like, if people can use me in a way to have me there and say, okay, Gary, if you're here, we can raise money to feed people. I just did 2 Zoom lessons for a food bank. We gave a couple of guitars away. We raised thousands of dollars to help feed people. Like, to me, that's so easy to do to help people out. So I kind of like, being able to be that way. And half of it is saying yes, man. If people said yes more than they said no to even little things that people ask you to do, then what happens is your phone starts to ring more. Gary will say yes, and you start to help out more people. So that's my approach.
Well, you give your gifts so freely, especially like your yearly guitar giveaway.
Yeah, we started the annual guitar giveaway to just get someone inspired to play guitar. It always ends up going to somebody that really wants to give it to their kid, or they've always wanted to play. So if they go to my website, GaryHoey.com, all they have to do is hit the newsletter, and then when they sign up, we'll have a way to reach out to them and pick a winner on Christmas Day, and we'll let them know. And that's going to also come with a Zoom lesson from me where we can hang out and I can maybe, either show them some stuff, teach them a song, whatever they want to do.
New this year to the tour is the Ho Ho Hoey holiday picks. How can people pick some of those up?
Well, I had a bunch of them made up so that on the tour we can give out ones to people at the end of the show if they want to come up and say hello. And obviously while they last, we have a bunch made. And I am sending some to the store because people have been asking me. I want to put some in the stocking for my son. So we're going to send some to the store, which are on their way now, so people can get the Ho Ho Hoey guitar picks. And I think they come in like 5 or 6 in a pack. So they're fun to give out, for the holidays, and I'll be giving them out all the time.
You said on social media recently, quote, keep climbing, keep pushing, you got this. The best view comes after the hardest climb, unquote. What was your hardest climb recently?
Wow. Recently it was honestly just getting through this last year and a half and staying positive, just trying to stay positive and staying positive for people out there, and trying to be a light for people. It was probably just, and not only that, but keeping the passion for my music, because for a little while there was like, I'm just kind of going through the motions, but I need to really do this, because it's my purpose. And that kind of came back a little bit,
It's time for the Rocky Nate. 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. There's no pressure, Gary. Favorite moment with your mom?
Oh, my favorite moment with my mom was probably when, I got to play a big like arena type show, and she came and sat out there in the audience and was just so proud of me. That was definitely a big one. Longest
distance you've ever power walked?
Oh, wow. I probably do. It's probably like, 6 miles or something like that. That's probably about it.
What scared you as a child?
Oh, what scared me? My 4 sisters.
If you could play one song with one long gone star, who would it be with?
I'd probably be Stevie Ray Vaughan.
What do you collect?
I collect guitar picks.
I think we all do. Favorite sandwich?
My favorite sandwich is probably like a good tuna fish, man. A good tuna.
How about a favorite fruit?
I'm going to probably go. You know what? I'm going to go with the perfect fruit. It's the banana. It comes in a package. It keeps it protected, and it's good for guitar players because potassium is very good for your hands for carpal tunnel syndrome. Me and Yngwie Malmsteen, we both eat like a lot of bananas. It helps.
What's the one piece of wisdom you want to share with kids discovering the guitar?
You know what? I would say if you're going to start to play a guitar, kind of keep it simple. That's what I did with my son. I always say start off with like one string and just go down to the low fat string and just go. And then kind of start off, just go like this. And just start on one string and you're going to go a lot further and just keep that. So to keep you excited to hear music.
It's time for the back half with Gary Hoey Beyond the Mic. Gary, you're huge into fitness. What's your daily routine?
Well, my daily routine is trying to keep it daily. Number one, which is really hard sometimes, but I wake up and I drink a bottle of water. As soon as I get up, I sound like an old man. I eat a couple of prunes and then I have my coffee and then I do a power walk for about an hour. And I do some stretching and some light weights and some sit-ups and things like some crunches and things like that. So I spend about an hour to 2 hours every day trying to stay in shape.
As your son Ian is enjoying his sophomore year at Belmont, how has his love of music changed the way you appreciate music on your own?
Wow, it just makes me feel like I feel like my legacy is here in front of me. Seeing my son. And seeing what he loves about what I do, it actually makes me appreciate more what I have done. And sometimes we all forget what we do because we keep pushing forward so much. We don't look behind us too much, but that's what I'm seeing.
Gary, you're heading back onto the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp and Rock Legends Cruise. Why would this year be so much more special than in the past?
I think it's going to be because we're just going to be so thankful to be back and being together. And having that separation, I think it's going to make people just really appreciate a lot more, that connection, and especially with the music too,
So what are you thankful for this year?
I'm definitely thankful that my mom is still here and healthy, and I'm thankful, that my family, and so many of my family is healthy. Our health is number one, I think, and I'm going to say that's for sure. And to be back on stage is right there.
It's time for One Big Question with Gary Hoey Beyond the Mic. Gary, when you gave Allie away at her wedding this past July, what was going through your mind?
Oh, man. What was going through my mind was just thinking that, I wanted her to be happy, and that I just wanted to, I just wanted to not fall on my butt when we did our father-daughter dance.
That father-daughter dance.
Well, my daughter and I were kind of rehearsing with, you are so beautiful. And we both are kind of funny. We're both kind of jokesters. And she's like, Dad, I don't know if I can do this for 3 minutes. We'll be crying. So we saw some people doing different ones, like, you can't touch this, and breaking into different medleys of songs. And so we did it, and we rehearsed it, in my studio. And I did the editing of the audio because I'm a music guy. So we sat and picked the songs together, and actually picking the songs with her and rehearsing it in the weeks up to her wedding were so special because we were so busy, we couldn't do anything else. And that kept us really connected. And that was almost more special than the day of the dance, just getting ready for it with her.
What makes the holiday so special for you?
Wow. I mean, for me, it's really just, going out on the tour, seeing all the joy we're spreading around, and then coming back home to the family. It's exhausting. It's such a hard tour. But when I come home, it always feels great to be coming back home and be with the family. It's awesome.
What's the first song you have to play when you start your show?
For me, it goes back to the first Ho Ho Hoey record. The first time I tried to, think that I was going to destroy Christmas music. It goes back to the 12 Days of Christmas, because when I start the show, I always want to go, are you ready for the Ho Ho Hoey Christmas show? And we go into that, and then I'm just like, are you guys ready to rock? And they're going like that, and then I'm going to go. And it's just too much fun.
If he has to have a sandwich, it needs to be a good tuna fish. He power walks 6 miles as many times a week as he can fit in, and eats bananas to keep those hands perfect. We thank our friend Gary Hoey for taking the time to talk with us today.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Have a great holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas.
Always, brother.
Woo!
And that, my friends, is Beyond the Mic.